Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of Motorsport Manager. And when we last left off, we had a bit of a disappointing day at the Phoenix Oval with a 6th and a 9th. I was expecting to do a whole lot better considering the GT success that we had there, but no worries, no threats. We were not going to win a championship this year anyway, but we are off to Vancouver, Canada for round 12 of 16 with a high tire wear. So super softs are going to be the way to go, medium fuel burn, with suspension, the rear wing, and the engine being the parts of focus. Speaking of parts, I believe we can work on a brand new part, indeed, $14.4 million. And looking at the sponsors, we've got slot 1 and 3 opening up this race, so hopefully we'll be getting some good stuff. All right, current best part is great, epic, average, good. We can afford to improve a lot of these. We can make a good engine, so let's do that. So 25 to a max, we'll do that. And a 15 to max, top speed plus 20, and 2 extra days on the build, but that engine will be a beast for sure. $1.6 million in the paycheck. And we'll see if our sponsors can give us some of that money back. That indeed is the question. Car repair is complete. Let's work on improving the correct parts here. And if memory serves, yes, indeed, that front wing was supposed to be a little bit better. And we're also working for that suspension part. One day before the race. We've got some reliability improvements we can do. Engine's all set. Probably the gearbox should be next, or maybe, let's see, rear wing is done, suspension is done. So let's go with, I guess, front wing and brakes. So yeah, there and there. And then we will go there and there. And then to finish off our gearbox there and there. But we are going to focus completely on getting these parts good to go, the wing and the suspension, and then performance parts for the rest of the way while that engine is built. Taking a look at the mail, car repair is done. We've got 3 sponsors all in slot 1. Who wants it? All right, so we've got 10 races for $400,000 for a 10th or above. The rest are 16th and 14th. This looks to be the best. It's the shortest aside from Big Doe. I don't know if we're going to Japan, but I think we can do 10th or above, and that 400 grand is definitely the most appealing. Let's see. Are we going to Japan? Nope. Japan is the second race of the season, so no sponsor bonus as far as that's concerned, but we do have another sponsorship opportunity. Looks like 2 have filled. We want to get all 3. 40% chance of rain, and Ferrari is looking quick, as they normally are. Reliability work is done just before Vancouver. And let's go ahead and take our last sponsor. So first place we're not going to get, but I like that $1 million upfront payment for 5 races. We will accept that offer there. We're not going to say we're going to win. That's a little overreaching, but that upfront payment is nice. Reliability work is done. So let's make sure. No, Nikolai is racing. You're not going to tell me he's not. Injured driver. We are not going to leave him at home. We are going to take him because even a broken Nikolai is better than Danielle. All right, so I think we can do a 10th or above. You know, that's not bad. Tire selection. All right, so we'll take a few ultra softs, but not a whole lot. Supers are going to be the way to go with high tire wear. I just want to have enough ultras in the bank in case we wanted to do a few ultra soft runs. We could. And fitting those parts, making sure everything is all set. So car 1 and car 2 all set. Car 1, car 2 all set, even though it's just one better. Car 1 and car 2, car 1 and car 2, car 1, car 2. Car 1, car 2, boop, right, yeah. All right, sweet. So, yeah, I mean, we're looking pretty stout on the engine. And looking pretty, I guess, average everywhere else. But I will see you after practice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are hooked up with a lot of excellence on the board. In fact, Nikolai's car is 99% good, and Rick's is 98. So the car is as fast as the car can physically go. Hopefully our drivers are feeling okay. We're starting 14th and 12th, and I'm running them both on super softs and 15% race trim. I think what we're going to do is 2 stints of super softs in the early going and then finish off the race on ultras. That seems to be the way to go. We'll go ahead and pick our strategy there and start the race and see what happens. I think everyone else in front of us is going to be on ultras, minus Single Easy and Becker are also on the super softs as well, probably trying to do the same strategy as us. So those leaders are going to get away and start setting some blistering lap times, but I think we'll be able to reel them in unless they are going on a completely ultra-based run. So that is indeed going to be the question. I need to get some heat in these tires, and because they're running on the same strategy, I need to make sure that they don't hit on the same lap, because it looks like they're going to be running together, but Nikolai with the dodgy neck is already up to 7th, Rick DeGraff in 12th now moving up, and I do think we have a very solid car. We just need to keep some tires under us here, and the speed will come. I only have enough fuel in the tanks to make it for this tire run, so we will have to fuel up the car just a skosh when we do pit each time. Hopefully the fueler has his head screwed on straight and can find the hole. But 32 laps to go. It's a fairly long race, and I mean the leaders are right here, and we are the first car on super softs, which makes me feel really good and quick. We'll just go neutral and keep those tires under us for now. We've hit the ideal temperature, and we certainly don't want to push the pace, especially since we're only 4 seconds off the lead on subpar tires as far as the grip. But as far as wear is concerned, we are wearing our tires a little bit better. Now it looks like we're sort of getting ganged up on by, is that Williams? It kind of looks like the Williams paint scheme with the white and the blue. Not sure, but that is Marin and Lippinen, who is nipping on our heels. But it is a giant cluster through this road course. Drivers are at 7.9 and 8.0 on the form, so both drivers are feeling pretty well. So that's all well and good. Glad the drivers are feeling okay. So we need to start looking at pit stops, looking at the weather. No rain through lap 26, and grip goes all the way until the end of the race. So slicks are going to be the name of the game the entire way, and some ultras are peeling off of pit road, so we are making those super softs last and going further on these tires as we should be. If we had to pit when they did on their ultras, I would know that our tire wear is garbage, but it does look like in the next lap or two, we're going to have to bring these guys down. We'll go neutral, conserve the tires a bit, and probably pit one lap further for Surikov, and then we'll pit DeGraff one lap after that. Hopefully they can keep the tires under them for that long. It's a high tire wear, so we're just counting on our drivers to manage. So Nikolai on pit road for your next set of super softs, please. Let's go ahead and keep, let's see, we're 10 laps in. Let's put 13 laps in, as we know that's all we can go on the tires. And as far as Rick, you just need to hold what you got while your teammate pits, and hopefully they don't mess it up. So we're going to get some cars on pit road. Pitting one lap later might be detrimental to his lap time, but we'll have him, I don't want him to push this last lap. Go ahead and pit for your super softs. Fuel will put in 12 laps. Keep the car as light as possible and only fill up as much as need be. Tires are on and fuel is in, down and away. And Nikolai is running in 18th. And there are some others who did decide to do the super softs as well on that particular pit stop. Here comes Rick pitting out of 4th place. Hopefully the pit crew do a good job. Tires are on, fuel is in, down and away. And he is running last, but he does have the freshest tires of the group. We'll just have him run some normal speed and keep those tires under. So as this race unfolds, we're going to see guys who are on super softs go basically an extra lap than us, so it's not that bad. Hopefully Nikolai can navigate traffic. That is going to be the big thing that he is going to struggle with. He's got the car to do it, as he can duck down inside and make up some speed. We're not blistering the tires or anything like that. We're just running right in the wheelhouse of the speed. And as far as pit stops go, everyone has made their pit stop, and we are 19 and 22 seconds back. So that is the gap, I think, of the super softs. Those that put on super softs, broke away, and did not have traffic to contend with like Nikolai does, bobbing and weaving, trying to get around these guys. They're peeing on the wheels of progress here. Nikolai cannot get around these guys, and it's costing us a lot of time. He is refusing to pass. He is just riding gingerly right in a line, not really pushing anything. All right, let's go ahead and push these tires up just a bit, see if we can encourage him to go around. So we're basically, they can pit an extra time, and we still won't pass them. We've fallen that far off the pack. Maybe next race we go bonsai and pick the softest compound that we possibly can every single pit stop and go as fast as we can every single lap without fail. It doesn't matter how many pit stops that means. We're just going to keep churning them out. I'm not sure. So 18 laps to go. These guys need to go 8 more laps on these tires for us to make it on just one more stop, and that isn't conceivable by any stretch of the imagination. So it looks like we will be on pit road for 2 more stops. Yeah, we can go 7 laps, but that will leave us with 10 to go. So we need to go as far as we can in this particular run, so we can go as far as we can on our next super soft run, so our ultra soft run is nice and quick, and we can really lay the hammer down and use those tires to good use. All right, cars coming down pit road. We are in 6th. And Surikov, yes, you want to pit for tires? We can do that. So lap 20, pretty much right on par. That will leave us to pit at lap 30, and we'll have 5 laps on the big tires, the sticky tires, to get it done. No, don't cancel. New tires. Fill up 12 laps of fuel, please. And pit. And then as far as Rick, he can hold station, push this last lap while his teammate pits, and be set up well for the next lap. So there he goes, pitting Rick DeGraff. And we're pretty much pigeonholed into this strategy now. We have to go as far as our tires will let us go. I know your tires are wearing down. You're on pit road this time. Fueling is done in 17th. 16th now. And I'm not sure where Stephenson and Ibarra and all those guys line up as far as pit stops go. They've made 1 stop. We are on our 2nd. Jack is up. Mistake on the right front. Fuel is in, and that was a 2.3 second mistake, but Rick comes out in 17th. All right, so 13 laps to go. We want to go to lap 30 if we can. That is going to be the prime number here. So top 10, I think, is very doable, especially if these guys are trying to make it the rest of the way and we can pit for ultra softs. And I don't know if we'll have to add fuel when we come around. We probably do, but not too awful much. But it's just crazy. The leaders have nearly lapped 20th place, and they've made 2 pit stops. It's the Mercedes, of course. And it looks like they're just on an all ultras all the time strategy. They're going to keep on pitting, and their tire wear lets them do that. So that tells me next year when we build a car, focus everything on tire wear. Screw fuel strategy. We can always add more fuel, but we can't add more tires, if that makes any sense. We're definitely going to have to make this a priority next year. And then, of course, by then we'll have better parts that will transfer over. We'll do some dodgy parts at the end of the year to really crank up the effectiveness of our parts. And we've got about 3 laps to go until we need to pit. I think we can push these tires the rest of the way during this run. And then we'll be on pit road for ultras, and we'll be able to go for broke, essentially, those last 5 laps. I'm glad no rain was in the forecast, although that would have shaken things up and made strategy a tick more interesting. There goes Surikov around the outside, pushing hard. We'll go as far as we can on these particular tires so that our Ultras do the work, and 8th place is pitting. We'll see if we can gap this guy as much as we can. 5.91 laps of fuel left. I don't know, if we save on fuel the rest of the way, we might not have to add fuel during our pit stop, which will save like 4 seconds. Like, we can get a big boost. Now we have to save a lap over the course of this race. I don't think we can do it, and I don't think it's worth it. But Ultra Softs, there we go, fuel options. We only need 1 lap of fuel, and you can see we give up 5 seconds just to fill up 1 lap. But we need to do it. I don't think we can last. That rear wing is looking a little bit shoddy. And Rick may be able to pull that lap back as he continues to go around here. 4.3, we're 0.7 laps short on fuel. I know your tire wear is bad. Pit for your Ultras, and we're going to have to add that lap of fuel, unfortunately. We can push them, though. All right, tires are on, 1 lap of fuel, down the way, 13th place, and have him attack. So he's got excess fuel in 13th. He is going to be on the freshest tires in front of him. Hopefully they can last a bit. All right, jack is up, tires are on, fuel is in. Go ahead and push. Yeah, we can push all the way here. Full attack mode. Parts are looking okay. We'll keep him on high fuel burn because I think we've got 3 to go. So we don't want to burn too awful hard. All right, 2 laps of fuel. That wing is looking a little shoddy, but I think I can turn him up. We need to get in 10th place with Nikolai. So we've got 1 lap to go. No, 2 to go. 3.2 in the tank. We're going to have to turn down Rick so he doesn't run out. Leader is on the final lap, and that's what's throwing me off, is the leader has such a lead that by the time we come around, we're like a lap behind. But there we go. High overtake for Nikolai, high overtake for Rick. We need to see if we can get into the points here. I doubt we can. We're chewing up a lot of tires. We have some cars who are on their way out, and a big move by Rick DeGraff to take 8th place. That's pretty good, an 8th and a 10th. I mean, we were sort of pigeonholed by strategy, taking the super softs. I'd be interested to see what the Mercedes did. They did do a super soft, but 3 pit stops compared to our 3, so they just managed their tire wear a whole lot better. They could go on their Ultras a lot further than we can, I believe. So yeah, they focused heavy on tire wear conservation. That is for sure. Looking at, no, they went 8 and 6 and 12. And then we went 10 and 10, and that's as far as we could go. So they beat us by 2 whole laps. So yeah, tire wear is the big deciding factor, that is for sure, but we didn't cheat. So did we make up any places? No, we didn't. Ferrari got the fastest lap. No points for us this time around. 7th and 9th in the standings. 4th overall as a race team. And really nothing much to write home about. As far as strategy goes, that's what we had to do given the tire wear that we had. We had a perfect car as far as the setup goes, but a perfect setup on a piece of garbage still only operates like a piece of garbage. So we'll have to keep going on those part building sprees. And we will continue to do so for the remainder of the year. We did get our sponsor objective, so we didn't lose any money. Chairman is happy because we did come in 5th as we said we would. 290,000 isn't bad. The majority of the money going out is our part purchasing. So once that saves, looking at the next race, is that Malaysia that I see there? Or Morocco? Singapore. So we're heading to the street course of Singapore next time. No rain. a high tire wear and a very high fuel burn, part of me just wants to do... I mean, we could try it next time. We'll go super softs. We know we can do about 10 laps. It's 37 laps, so that's 3 stops. Very high fuel burn. And I don't know about our gearbox and brakes. Well, hopefully those are okay. But we'll see what we can do. We'll answer a question. Rick. Okay, his morale was the highest, so we just sort of massaged his ego. 6 pit stops, 1 mistake. Stephenson wins the Grand Prix. As far as sponsors are concerned, slot 2 opens up, then slot 4 opens up, then slot 5 and 6, then 1, then 3. So over the next few races, we are going to get a constant stream of sponsorship dollars so we can keep building, and only 4 races to go this year. So that will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you for the next Motorsport Manager video. Take care.